Hey guys, what's up? Aloha Mongoose here, back again with another live stream video. Now, I'm still working on a couple videos on my computer, but dude, it keeps failing, like for real. I gotta do something about it. I gotta get a new computer. I have a Toshiba, but yeah, every time I go on there to edit my videos now, it just crashes on me. So, I gotta get that fixed. So I just guess I'm gonna do live streaming and all that stuff now. So as you guys can see, the title of this video is just basically about how I avoid scammers since 2015. Then that was the last time I got scammed. So you think 2015, now it's 2018, so that's about 3 years or so that I haven't got scammed, and I think it's been over 3 years already. 2015, 16, 17, 18, yeah, over 3 years that I got scammed from, Julian Racing 22. That was my first time experiencing a really big scam like that. So, and of course, that video really wasn't just something that I just put it out to YouTube to show people, oh, avoid this person. I learned a lot from that, and the other times I got scammed as well. You do learn from your scams, and that's one thing that I don't think that a lot of people do, is they learn from their mistakes. They think they fall and it's not their fault, you know. And that's one thing I've learned in life is, like, you're gonna fail, and it's because of something, of the decision that you made, or something you weren't paying attention to. So now that you fell flat on your face, learn from it. And that's what I did when it came to scamming. That's why I haven't got scammed for a very, very long time. And it's just really simple things that you can do to avoid it. I know I made a video back in 2015, soon after getting scammed a couple times, making a video and a tutorial on, like, how to avoid scammers. And I looked at the video just a while ago, and I have to say that it's somewhat relevant to today. And because, like, the way I broke it down was just from my experience and what I thought that can help people. And everyone's gonna have a different experience in the game. Everyone's gonna have a different perspective on racing rivals, just depending on where they're at and where they've been. So I don't know where you guys have been in the game, what you guys have experienced, but I believe if you guys made a video, a tutorial video, or just put it out, your words out there to people, that you're gonna grab somebody, you're gonna have someone, different opinions, you're gonna impact somebody in a certain way. And that's what I think, that's how I grew my subscribers, that I impacted someone, because it takes effort to press the subscribe button now these days. People can just, like, click on a video, watch it for a couple minutes, and then boom, move on to the next one. If you got someone to press the subscribe button, and this is how I see it, if you got someone to press the subscribe button, you impacted someone. You inspired someone to come back and watch more, because they want to see more from you. They like what you do. So be that good role model. And I think this is what this video is getting to, is I just want to share my experience with you, and everything that that you guys need to know to avoid scammers. And maybe you guys out there that are watching right now, you guys know everything that you need to know, but you might run into a scammer that can outsmart you, that's a couple steps ahead of you, and you're like, how did I not know? And it's hard to tell, because we are playing a video game online, and we can just see things on by a chat box, by a keyboard. You can't figure out their feelings. You can't find out their intentions. Well, maybe a little of their intentions on how they spell things out and all that. Just looking at it, a message that they sent to you, you can only get so much. But I'm not gonna go really into detail on how to catch people in the chat box. That's just something that everyone has to not experience by on their own. I'm not saying, like, oh, go and fall flat on your face, but I mean, if I broke it down with you guys, this will be like an hour long video But it all comes down to you know, how much you're willing to process while looking at someone's message, and seeing if you can catch their verbiage, you know, and catch their intentions. And you can catch everything here in the chat box, especially when they start talking to you. Because back in 2015, you know, we didn't have this, what we have now. So I'm really grateful and blessed that we have something like this in the game. Now, if someone wants to add you, you can accept and decline it. Now, it's truly your friends list. When I was playing the game back in 2015, one thing, we're gonna get into the social media part later. Don't worry about that. I'm just talking about the in-game things now since we're here. Before, if you had open, you know, spots on your friends list, people can just randomly add you. And if someone like a scammer sees you in a lobby with a really nice car, you're probably gonna get they're gonna add you as a friend, and they're gonna start talking to you about trading, giving away free cars, some other shenanigans. And it might sound like a really good deal. It might sound like, oh man, I can get a trade now. Oh, he has a really awesome car that I want. And the people that get hit a lot are the people that are gullible. The people that are in the younger, that are kids, younger at age, you know, at a younger age, you know, early teens, you know, some of them are just gullible and they just fall for everything, you know. Just because someone says that I'm legit, I'm part of this Facebook group that you can't be a part of because it's really tight and full of legit people. We try to keep scammers out. They tell you some reason and excuse, and to you it might sound too good to be true. Like, oh, this guy sounds like, you know, he's legit. Let's trade with him. They just convinced you into trading with them, getting what they want, and they probably told you to go first, right? Right. They probably told you to go first, and you follow. Next thing you know, they're off your friends list. They are offline. You're like, what's going on? I just got scammed. How could I have avoided it? It all starts from the get-go. So that's like the most common one that everyone used to get before. So I like this friends list thing because now you have control of who's being added to your friends list. And I think this is a thing that Carbonated added to the game that not much people you know, give credit to. They don't give credit to the game and Carbonated for adding this thing, because now, notice, scammers can't add you automatically and start talking to you like that. They used to do this. Just add you, boom, start talking to you. Asking if you want to trade. Asking if you have cards for trade or sell. If you have items and all that stuff. Then they're asking you to go first, and boom, you get scammed. And then you're going on Facebook or Instagram or on YouTube like, oh, I hate this game. Oh, this guy scammed me. Oh, beware of this guy. Ugh. Like, if I get scammed one more time, I'm quitting. You know? When you trade, when you sell something, when you're part of the black market community, this is the risk that you have to take. And a lot of people just go about it and think it's going to be a nice breezy day down easy street. No, it's not. You know, especially if you're brand new to the community, you're going to fall flat on your face, cuz I did, you know. And the best thing to do is, I know it's hard to find some good people, especially when you're new. Follow that video that I have, or you can follow this video too, I guess. But you know, I have a video that says how to avoid scammers. Go look it up. You know, do your research before you go jumping into things, because you know, Racing Rebels don't really have instructions on how to play the game and how to go about the black market. So you're basically just getting opinions from everybody. But if you put all those opinions together, you'll probably have a really good general knowledge of what this community is all about, and you'll be more aware of what's available and what's going on in the game, so you can avoid all that shenanigans. But you know, probably everyone here got scammed once or twice. I got scammed about... How much times did I get scammed? The big one was Julian Racing 22. I don't count the one before that because it was just a Nissan Skyline, so that wasn't a really big deal. Julian Racing, then I remember Impano Gas, and then there was this other guy that I don't remember. I think I got only scammed like about 4 or 5 times, so pretty good for someone that plays 3 years and only got scammed during the process of learning the game. That's not that bad, you know. And because I got scammed, I'm glad I got scammed earlier than now, because, you know, now I know how to avoid it. So, yeah, this friends list used to be the culprit of people getting scammed, because people could just automatically add you. Now you have control. So, and that's what it all comes down to, is you having control over yourself, the way you feel, and just kind of like looking at things the right way. So my friend Honda Integra Type R here, he only got scammed 3 times. Shout outs to him. Super cool guy. Yeah. So, that's one thing. Because before that, you're going in the chat box, like I said before, you're going through the chat box, you're trying to figure out someone's intention through what they sent you as a message. And the way they verbalize things, you can tell from that too. Usually triggers for me when it comes to the chat box, if it ever gets that far, is the way they put their words, especially if they're telling you to go first and they're trying to explain the process of how the transfer of these 2 cars are going to be. Like, oh, you're going to go first, and then we're going to meet again, and then I'm going to send... Like, if they're explaining it to you and they're misspelling and they don't sound like they're making sense, I wouldn't trade. And if you're gonna trade with them, and if they really, really want to trade with you, they're probably really, really want to scam you, or they really just want to trade. But you don't know until it actually happens to you. So now we're gonna get into the social media thing, because another thing I tell people is don't just trade in game. You know, there's just too much cancerous things going around. Scammers are always a step ahead. They're gonna get you no matter what if you're not paying attention. And so best thing that people do now is go on social media, like Facebook, Instagram. I think are like not the safest ones, but when you look at things like Kick and Discord and other media sites like that, it's kind of sketchy, and I don't really know that much about things. But I know for Facebook for sure they have group pages. And back when I had my Aloha Mongoose Facebook page going on, I was getting added to weird random, you know, Racing Rivals groups, and, you know, majority of them will say, we're 100% legit trades only, admins go first. I'm like, oh, okay, that you just kind of ruined it there, you know, saying that admins go first, because an admin can create a group and make it just for scamming. And I ran into those groups, you know, and, you know, and I do call them out on it, you know. I don't go on call out to make a big deal about it, you know, like, that's kind of like, you know, if you're gonna do it, like, do it in the right way, and just, like, make people aware of what's around them. Don't go and, like, oh, this guy's a scammer, and start swearing and all that stuff. That's not professional, you know. You're just, like, yeah, you're technically calling someone out, but, you know, you don't need to take it that far. That's where the drama starts. That's where, you know, that's how things get worse, you know, because you're adding gasoline to the fire that's already there. So what happens? The fire gets bigger. So unless you're into things like that, go right ahead. But I mean, I'm into my intention when I play this game is to show people that are coming into the community that there are positive people, that this is a good community. You can come in here and you'll have a great time, you know. And there's some people that kind of just ruin it for people, like scammers and people that want to start, you know, start stuff with other people because they're doing something wrong or doing something right that they can't do and all that stuff. And it just, it's a whole nother topic itself, and it's not worth talking about right now. So yeah, so the Facebook groups, you know, that's why I don't really go on Facebook that much, because people hide behind their group pages, and I never been a part of a really, you know, show me guys, get me in your see. Okay, well, anyways, so where was I going with this? Such a beautiful car. Oh yeah, Facebook group pages. So I haven't gotten into those really legit ones. No one really invited me in it, so I kind of see everyone's intention already when it came to Facebook. I'm like, oh, okay, everyone can add me to these scamming group pages, but they're not going to add me to these legit ones. And, you know, back then in 2015, my mindset was like, if I make a YouTube page and show everyone that I trade legit and I get scammed and I do all these things on YouTube, you know, I'll work up a reputation that way, you know. And that was my first intention. And then I looked at it, then I realized what I was actually doing was, you know, when I saw my subscriber count going up, I'm like, wow, I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. I was trying to get that easy fame, and now I'm just like, oh, I kind of want to share everything I learn and everything I know and what I have available to me, and like take advantage of that. So I started, you know, before, you know, you're able to test drive your cars, I did things like, you know, go and buy the new cars in the showroom, or get the new cars in the crates, and, you know, test them out, show you guys how they look and what you can do with them and all that stuff, because, you know, people do struggle with money. So, you know, and I had money available to me, so I did what I had to do. So yeah, you know, on the Facebook group pages, you know, you know, if you guys ever want to look at my Facebook page, it's called Aloha Mongoose. It has my name on it. I don't know if there's any like copies of me or whatever. I haven't been checking for fake accounts on there just because I don't go on Facebook that much. But it is just Aloha Space Mongoose. It has my picture and everything. I don't remember the last thing I posted. I gotta go double check on that. But yeah, if you add me and send me a message and I reply back, that's not a really good way to see if that's actually me. After this video is uploaded, I will go put it down in the description below, so if you guys want to add me on there, you guys can. Now, best thing, not the best thing, what I use a lot for trading and selling in the community for the black market is Instagram. And yeah, bunkers. Best way is to turf. Don't trade easy. Yep. Don't trade in the game, you know. But like going to social media websites, you can go in the right direction too and run into the right people. Just because everyone has the wrong intentions when it comes to yeah, buying from eBay too. We'll get to that. Instagram, you know, Genocide, he's in the thing right now. Shout outs to him. And I trade and sell on Instagram. That's where I kind of started, you know, trading and selling in the community. I ran into some really good people back then. Desperado FM, if you guys remember his YouTube page, yo, I connected with him and the people he was connected with. And it's not about what you know about trading and selling and how to avoid scammers. It's who you know in the trading and selling community and how they avoid scammers. And, you know, the more information you get, and the only way to do it is to connect with people. And I connected with him so well. You know, he was a hell of a legit guy, and he still is to this day. You know, and he deals with the same thing with me as a YouTuber. There's like people on the fake accounts and all that stuff. So I know what's real and I know I know it's not. I know that he's, you know, a really legit dude. That was like one of my first guys that I traded with, man. So he's a bro to me. And because of him, I was able to build my garage, and it was him. Who else did? Who else did I connected with? I connected with, like, was it Super Monkey? I'm not entirely sure. And then there was, like, there was a whole bunch of guys, you know. Like, after I met him, like, everything went in the right direction for me when it came to trading and selling. The only time I got scammed when I was in the Instagram community was when I was trading out of the Instagram community. And it took me a couple times to figure that out and realize, like, oh, why am I doing this? I know legit guys on Instagram. Why am I giving people in the game a chance, you know? Who cares, you know? Like, then I figured out people's intention in the game when they're trading and selling, you know? You're not going to run into that much legit people like how you would if you just jump into a social media site, you know? And the way in Instagram, the way they went about things, you know, doing like garage vouch post and doing vouch post and all that stuff, it was more public than, you know, going to a group page and having their information just kind of like scrambled all over in different group pages. You know, they could be legit in one group page but being a scammer in another group page. For this is like, if you were a scammer in Instagram, you are definitely exposed. You are hashtag. So if anyone's looking at hashtag Racing Rivals, they're gonna know that, oh, I was thinking about doing a trade with this guy. What's this post about? And it's like, oh, this guy's scamming. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you, you know? So, like, I like that. It's a little bit more public. And, you know, you can hide in the DMs, you know, the private messaging. You can hide on Instagram by, you know, making your profile private, you know, friend requests only and all that stuff. You can block people. But, you know, you can't block everyone in the community, you know, and if you get exposed for scamming, you know, it's gonna show on somebody's account. You know, the word is gonna get out there and everyone's gonna be aware of what's going on and all that stuff. But, you know, just like Facebook and Instagram, all those social media sites that I tried, they have one thing in common, is that if a scammer does scam you in that social networking site, they can change their name easy, free of cost. And, you know, that's kind of sad, and it makes it really hard for people in the community to just, like, stay tight and, you know, and filter out the bad guys and not get those bad guys mixed up with, like, people that are actually legit, you know. That was one thing I struggled with. Like, I struggled with finding out who was legit, because it all came down to, like, what they say to me. Like, someone could just say, hey, I'm legit. Am I gonna just believe you off of that? Or I'm gonna believe you off of your actions? I'm gonna believe you off of your actions. And if I'm trading with anybody, still to this day, from day one I started trading and selling things to people, I'm always recording. I never just screenshot. I never just don't do nothing about it. I use the tools that I have. Screen recording, you know, using, you know, like Mobizen, before it was AZ Screen Recorder, because Mobizen used to crash on me before, you know. Use the tools, and then they'll say, oh, trust me, I'm legit, you know, and they end up being a scammer, you know. So saying things like that to me now, it doesn't matter. Anyone can type that out, you know. Anyone with a finger can type that out. And you'll never know anyone's intention until you go on the line. That's why I screen record. And if someone's legit, if they end up being legit, then hey, you know, I'll go and promote them to be legit. You know, like, hey, you know, I traded with this guy, he's legit, this is how our trade went off, here's the video. Boom. You know, and if you don't believe me that I do those type of videos, look at my past ones. Why haven't I been doing other, you know, videos like that? It's because I'm not really trading and selling with anyone. If anything, I'm just giving away stuff, and you know, I have those recordings. But yeah. So use it. So screen recorders and screenshotting and everything and all that stuff doesn't avoid you from scammers, but that's like proof that this actually happened. And screen recorders, to me, recording, you know, your screen video is a lot more stronger than screenshots, because screenshots, you can miss a really, unless you're screenshotting every millisecond and making a slideshow about it, then okay, you know. But you know, videos, you can edit a video, you can cut something out, but you're gonna notice it. For screenshots, it's just picture, then a picture, and a picture. You can rearrange the order, and it will look like a scam. It'll look wrong. You know, like, oh, why didn't you catch this? Why didn't you catch that? This is where you could have avoided and all that stuff. You can mix up things in a screenshot and make it look like this dude scam you when it, you know. And I don't know if people do this, like they, you know, that's just something that can actually happen, you know. Pictures can say 1,000 words. Probably some of those words is that person's a scammer, you know, so, but you know what I mean. Videos are just much more stronger than screenshot proof, and it's just because, you know, if you try to edit or cut something out of a video, it's gonna just be really noticeable. As screenshots, you don't capture every moment and every second of what's going on in the trade, so, yeah. I don't think sounds being a little savvy here. What I mean by that is, you know, pictures only capture that one moment there. If you take a screenshot before the trade and you don't show like the race results, or you don't show what happened in the beginning, like, oh, like, did he foul? I don't know if he fouled. You don't have a screenshot proof of it. And reason why I have trouble with screenshots, and reason why I just, people that send screenshot proof is just like, do you have a video recording? And they're like, no. I'm like, why? You have a smartphone. Like, use your tools that you have available to you, you know? Don't use it when you want to. Use it because you have to. Not you have to, but it's just gonna help you out so much when, if you do get scammed, you can just like show the recording, like, hey, you know, this is what this guy scammed me. This is the recording of our trade. Enjoy. Be aware, you know. Like, I don't care if someone doesn't, like, when I get scammed, I don't go asking for cars. And I don't ask for anything back, because you know why? I got important information that this guy's a scammer, and now I can share that that information with you guys by posting it as a video, and now you guys are aware of who's a scammer, you know. And that's the biggest reward for me, is finding bad people like that. And when I find bad people like that, you know, that it's worth the risk, because I want to make sure that no one gets scammed from that person again. And the best way is to share your information that you have with you. Because if you're keeping it to yourself, then you're selfish. You're waiting for someone to fall. That, my friends, is not a good person in the community. But going back to pictures, they're not as strong as videos. It's just because pictures, you can move them around in a certain way, and it can make someone look like a scammer or not. And, you know, for videos, you know, you can tell if that person is, you know, edited it or cut something out, you know. But anyways, if you have the option to screen record. And if you're worried about memory, delete things off your phone. Have some run. That's one thing I do. Well, it's easy for me. It's so easy for me because I have multiple devices that have my accounts on. You know, so tablet. This is it's one of my phones. What I'm recording right. I'm live streaming on my second phone. This is the phone I'm live streaming on right now. It's kind of like my gaming phone. So just everything for Racing Rivals and other video game apps that I have. So yeah. So I have a lot of tools available for me. So might as well use it all. So that's one way. Just common. Really common thing, you know. If you can get a screen recorder on your phone, do it. You know. What's another way? How I avoid scammers throughout the years, rather than going to social networking sites, using screen recorders. That was just a tool. Man, Enderman plays. I don't know if he's just trying to get a trade off, but he's like giving out good examples of what scammers say. You know, they say I'm 100% legit. You know. And then there's people that say, I'm 1,000% legit. And then I'm like rolling on the floor laughing because you said something so stupid, you know, like, oh man, that's. Like, you gotta be 900%. You gotta have to put plus 900% in order to make people believe you. You know. I mean, scammers are on a whole new level, you know, they're always a step ahead. And the cool thing. Not the cool thing, though. The only way you can stump a scammer is to ask them for proof. If you ask a scammer like, oh, where's your proof? You know, that you didn't scam. You know, they're not going to send anything. They're just going to start talking and typing. That's all they're going to do. You know, because that's all they have. They don't screenshot. They don't screen record. And if they do, they're just going to make it look like, oh, you hand over the car, you know. Like, you hand over the car, and like, oh, I traded with this guy, I got this car from him, you know. And actually, I never met a scammer that actually recorded or screenshotted proof and making that trade look legit. So from my experience, scammers don't have proof whatsoever. They can type things in their keyboard and send a message to you saying that they're legit. No one's gonna ever know. Only the victim. So if someone does say that, oh, this guy's a scammer, don't trade with him. You can also ask them for proof. Like, oh, you know, like, do you have proof? You know, because saying things like scammer and legit, these are words that just trigger people, and they're just overused in the community, whether it's for the right way or for the wrong way. And that's one thing about the community that I didn't like, is that they overuse words like legit, scammer, bro, vouch, da 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 da, you know, like all these other things. And it's just like, is it true? Do you have proof of it? And when it comes down to it, they're typing like animals. And that's when you know someone doesn't have their stuff together. And if they don't have their stuff together, I don't think you should trade with them. Because, you know, if you really care about your cars, or if you really care about having business with other people, trading and selling, it is a business if you think about it. You want to trade and sell with someone that actually takes your time seriously. And someone that doesn't take your time seriously is not worth my time. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's just like, if I see that you don't have your stuff together, I'm not gonna do it, you know. And some of you can say like, oh, you know, I take the game a little bit too seriously. Reason why I do it is because I want to set an example for other players that are out there that are legit, that are not taking it seriously. Like, hey, you know, if you wanna be able to do trades and sells with, you know, people that are like big in the community, like, have your stuff set, you know. Be a little bit more serious than how you're handling it now, you know. Have proof that you're legit. just have records of everything, you know, just to show it does not just to show that you're just legit, but to show your activity in the community. Because like for me to trade with the people that I trade with, you know, I had to really work up to it, because these guys, they're some of the guys I trade with is like, dude, that I trade and I buy things from is they're on top of their game. You know, they're doing whatever it takes to not get scammed, you know. And they, when you're trading with them, you don't want to waste your time, you know. And I think that's what a lot of people do now these days. They don't really, you know, value other people's time because it's just a game to them. To me, it's like, hey, yeah, I know it's just a game, but also if I'm trading and selling with someone, I want to show people that I'm not just serious, but I'm thankful for their time, for taking the time to talk to me, work something out, and able to like work something out together. Yeah, never waste someone's time, because time is so important. And no matter if it's a game or not, once a second goes by, you can't get it back. So, you know, I see people in the chat here talking about that scammers can't get banned, and it's because trading and selling is not supported by this game. This is not what this game was designed to do. However, this community was created by people that took advantage of the pink slip button, the money bet button, you know, like, hey, you know, we can use these to trade and sell and start our own little community, start our own little black market, you know. The day that the black market dies is when they get rid of pink slipping, when they get rid of money bets. You know, after that, this game is just gonna boom, die, gone, sayonara, aloha. You know, it's gonna be gone. But you know, and trading system. Enderman Play says scammers want a trading system. That was one thing that I wanted in this game too. Back when I was getting scammed, because I was like, why don't they just implement a trading system? There's so much people that want to trade in this game. Might as well just create something, you know. Or if not, you know, make something like how, you know, Forza does. They have like this, you know, marketplace where, you know, they have their car out. They're either asking for money or a certain car. And just like Pokemon, you know, if you're trading online, someone has a Pokemon and they're looking for this certain Pokemon, you know. Those are just really good ideas. Like, they'll have it out, what they're looking for, and if you have it, you can trade it. So I thought that was a good idea, but I kind of see why they don't want that. Is because this is a game. Racing Rivals is a game. Carbonated knows, Glue knows, person that created Racing Rivals know, but get this. If they created a trading system, that will solve all the problems. However, they're going to be missing out on some money. They're going to be missing out on a lot of things. So, the only reason why is because when you trade and sell with someone, when it comes to value, whether you're trading money for a car or a car for a car, it's value being transferred from player to player. And the game is just sitting in the middle, just watching you guys use their system. Like, okay, they're trading money and value to each other, and we're not getting any percentage whatsoever. And if they don't get a percentage, if they don't get money into their game, how are they gonna pay for their servers to keep it maintained and good, so the game runs better? How are they gonna get the money for licensing? I don't know if they have to pay for license for certain cars in the game. You know, I know electric is not cheap, and I know this people that run video games, you know, they have their servers going on 24/7. That's expensive. You know, I look at the game that way too. Like, man, these guys are working hard at work just to keep this game going. Because, you know, if this game shuts down, it's not going to suck for us. It's going to suck more for them, because they're going to be at a loss way harder than us. You know, so that's kind of another reason why I see that they didn't add that trading system. Because knowing the players, they're never gonna buy anything from the game again. So everything's gonna just be player-to-player value. The game's just gonna be sitting around, monkey in the middle, watching everyone having fun. And the game needs more anime raps. End of the video. Good job. Nah. There's more. So, trading system could solve everything, but I just explained why. There's no benefit to them. And, you know, it's nothing personal. This is a game, but it's also a business for the people that created this game and working on this game. Because they got to make sure that, you know, Enderman plays. Have you been playing Racing Rivals lately? And they need to add new cars. Dude, they've been adding new cars since last year. Like, holy crap. When I was playing back in 2015, getting new cars, new content, it was very rare. It only happened like once a month. Maybe like 2 or 3, maybe every like 2 or 3 weeks if we're lucky. But yo, we had to wait a long time for new content, you know. And last year, man, they were hard at work at this game, man. Like, oh, dang. You know, we didn't have a Rocket Bunny kit Subaru BRZ in the game before. We didn't have, you know, we didn't have, like, freaking a whole bunch of Murciélagos and Aventadors before. Centenaros. We didn't have the Valiant before. We didn't have the Nova before. We didn't have anything. And the only reason why they didn't add certain, you know, makes and models is because they can't get the license agreements. They can't just go and put the car out there like, oh, let's put the Audi in here just because we want to. They have to ask for permission. You know. And they gotta look at what cars are good or not and whether it's in their budget. Because I know they're spending some type of money in order to get these cars. But overall, Nissan Skyline GTR Race Edition. RE. Race Edition, Rivals Edition, whatever it is edition. I always wanted a turf version of this car, and they have this. And if you haven't been playing since 2016, you will know that the content has been changing, especially when Carbonated started managing the game. I never used to see the game like how it is now, and I'm happy that it is that way, because if it wasn't for Carbonated, we probably wouldn't have this car right here, and I'm really thankful for that. I actually have to get the unwrapped version because I have paint waiting and all that stuff. But as you guys can see, I'm a Skyline fanatic. Gotta make sure my Skyline lot is way bigger than all my others. It's my prized possession that I got from, I believe I got it from Jerry Roger. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. It's like Enderman's not really paying attention. They only can add certain makes and models to this game. You gotta get the agreements, you know. If they put something in the game that they didn't get the okay for, that's gonna cause a lot of problems for the game. So, but I'm happy that they're putting out, you know, so much stuff. Yeah, nothing is free, especially when it comes to businesses using other people's licensed things, you know. Same thing when it comes down to copywriting, you know. If you use someone else's music and use someone else's music in your videos, you know, you get copyrighted, your video gets muted, and all that stuff. It's just because you're using someone else's content that you didn't get the permission for, and for that you lose that privilege. So but with that being said, we're getting off topic here. I'm supposed to be talking about how I am avoiding scammers, and I don't know how we got this far. So let's kind of review, just so I can get back on track here. So we talked about, so the video is basically supposed to, okay, wait. This is what I like about live streams, so you guys can see live and raw footage of how I make videos. And like, situations like this, I'm like cutting it out of the videos and getting back on track. But what I like about live streams is you guys can see the struggle of me making videos. So how I avoid scammers. I'm thankful for the friends list now. You can your friend now you have control over it. You know, you can accept or decline people that want to add you as a friend. Before, you know, people would just automatically add you if you have space on your friends list. And you know, and that's how it usually starts. If not, it started in the lobbies. That was another one I forgot to bring up. So they either started chatting you in the lobbies, or if they added you as a friend. And it starts all right here. It starts all in the lobbies. That's where everything starts, because they see you, the scammers see you, and then they go about trying to figure out how they're going to convince you to trade with them and go first. So, boom. If it gets that far, when it gets to the chat box, you know, you're talking to this person, and it all comes down to you whether you can decipher their message. If they can't speak, you know, the language that you're speaking, and they're having trouble with it, that's kind of like a bad sign too, because they can make up a reason and excuse from there. And yeah, I kind of like going into the chat box. If it ever gets that far, I kind of stop it right then and there, because I can kind of look at the message, what they're typing, and try to figure out their intentions and all that stuff. And if it comes down to where you still can't figure it out, ask for a social networking site, whether if they have Facebook, Instagram, or whatever you use, and I'll talk to them there, see how their reputation is there. You know, ask them if like, oh, like, oh, you're legit on Facebook, let me go find out, let me go and, you know, screenshot your username in game and on Facebook, and let me go talk to some people and see what's up, you know. So that's what I used to do in Instagram too. And you know what's the funny story about that is, like, when I used to screenshot their name and their IGN, and I go like, oh, is this guy legit? Then I'll get a private message from them like, oh, you don't trust me, da 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 da. I'm like, why are you getting triggered? Like, why are you getting mad? If you're legit, then this is no problem for you and all that stuff. I'm just trying to find out from other people, you know. I'm trying to get, you know, you can say, I can believe you, but do I know your intentions? Do I know if you're telling the truth? No. So I'd rather hear it from other people to see if you, to confirm, you know. If you're legit, then okay. The people that you traded with is going to say that you're legit. If not, they're going to say that you're a scammer. And 9 out of the 10 times I did that, those 9 were scammers. So, it just comes to show you, like, how rare, you know, finding legit people really, really are. And, so, yeah. Under Interrogator probably knows what I'm talking about, because he's on Instagram too. And, yeah, we used to do that. We used to not expose them, but we would just make a public post like, hey, anyone knows this guy? Are they legit or what? And they were like, oh, he's a scammer, or like, he's legit with me and all that stuff. And the people that say he's legit with me are like these unknown users that I don't know about. And I'm like, I don't know if I should trust them too. I should go make a post about them as well, you know. But the confirmation that I look for is from the main people in the community when it comes to Instagram. You know, if someone that's hella legit in the community is saying like, oh yeah, he's okay, you know, he's legit, then okay, I'll give him a shot. And if he scams me, okay, it's whatever. If not, oh okay, it all works out. That was worth it, you know. Do whatever it takes so you don't get scammed. That's the basically moral of this video. You know, you have the tools available to you. How do I know that? You are on a smartphone right now. You're on a tablet right now. Use the tools that's available to you. Why wouldn't you? So if it doesn't start in the chat box, whether in the lobbies or if they add you as a friend, if it gets to the point where you're going on social networking site and it comes down to the point where you guys started doing the trade and all that stuff, that's the only way you're gonna find out. If someone comes to you, majority of the time, if someone comes to you asking to trade, saying that they're super legit, they don't know nothing about you, so you need to go first. Give up everything for this one little thing. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Majority of the time, they're scammers. You know, that's like the oldest trick in the book, saying, oh, I'm legit, I don't know about you, so you need to go first. And then, you know, the vouch. And if you guys have social networking sites, you guys start doing like a vouch wars or a garage vouch wars and all that stuff. And people that know me, I don't really follow the vouchers and the garage vouchers thing a lot. And if I did, people that are on Instagram watching this right now, you would probably see a garage vouch post or a vouch post, but I don't even care about those, because scammers can take advantage of that as well. They can just make 50 fake accounts or be in a group full of scammers, and they can just all vouch for each other. And that was one thing that came to mind, like the system that they use is not really safe, because like scammers, they can just make a group full of scammers vouch for each other, and now they look legit. They can kind of outnumber all that one legit person that's looking for a legit trade, because, you know, all that shenanigans. If my video's lagging, it's stream health is excellent, so I think it's your connection, Anthony. So I like how you're blaming me. It's all good though. Middleman. On the Integra, you're about to hear my opinions on Middleman. Okay. If it gets that far, why are you trusting each other? Straight up. There was a lot of people that asked me to do Middleman. They'll go and message me or comment or do whatever. Like, hey, can you Middleman for this trade? I don't really believe this person. How about this? They must be known though, okay. I guess so. Must be known, but to both players. Like, cause I can see, cause a middleman can scam too. They can take both of their person's car and then leave if he's not that known. You know, the more known he is, the bigger the reputation they have, and the bigger the reputation they have, the more that person is gonna protect it. Because if they end up scamming, no matter if they're a middleman or not, they can ruin their reputation just like that. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that just wants to, you know. Bye, Anthony. Have a great one. Is anyone else besides Anthony lagging? Stream health, excellent. How about you? Connection, beautiful, because I'm on Wi-Fi. Anyways, moving on. Yep, it's you, Anthony. If everyone's good, I think it's you, bro. So, yeah, everyone's fine. Thanks, guys, for letting me know. If I'm ever lagging, let me know. But if everyone is fine, it's probably your connection, you know, because it's from my connection to your connection. There's going to be some problems. I'm in Hawaii. We're probably like 5,000 miles away from each other. So there's going to be some kind of disconnection. But for you guys out there that are doing just fine, that's awesome. You guys have awesome connection. And if you really want to play this game well, good tip. Have some fast internet connection. Worse your connection is, the worse your game experience is going to be on this game. But anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about trading and selling and how to avoid scammers. Moving on. So that middleman thing, I just can't. You know, I have people asking me like, oh, you know, can you middleman for this trade? I'm like, why can't you guys trust each other? Why I have to get involved in it? You know, that's the only thing. Like, because when you're trading and selling with someone and trying to prove your legitimacy, you're getting so much people involved, and if that person gets scammed and whoever like vouched for them, they are looked as scammers. It just starts a domino effect. That's why I don't explain it as well, because someone can be hella legit from day one, and they can decide to just start scamming, and everyone that was vouching for them may look the wrong way because of that one person. One bad apple can make the whole batch look bad. I don't know if you guys heard that before, but for every action is a reaction. That's the reaction. You know, if someone makes action of scamming, the reaction is whoever was supporting that person is gonna look like a scammer too. You know, to some people. And the only way you guys are gonna avoid scammers is to take everything into consideration. That's all it is. You know, and if there's ever a time when you're talking to this person and you're just kind of like questioning yourself and you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. You know, don't trade and sell with someone that you're not comfortable with. You know, and that's how I do my trades and sells. You know, for me, it's easy because I know some of you guys that are watching this video right now, you guys are like social butterflies. You guys are, you know, like, I want to trade and sell with everybody. You know, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you go out there and you start trading with everybody in the community, you're gonna run into those people. And you better be on top of your game. For me, I'm the opposite. You know, I am sociable. I make videos. You know, I do all these things. But when it comes to trading and selling, I'm a whole different person. I'm serious about it. I want to see how serious you are in the community. I want to see, you know, how you treat other people's time and how you value things. And that's how I find out everyone's player value is through trading and selling. You know, how serious they are, how, you know, do they treat trading and selling the black market like a business, or it's just a game to them, you know? All that types of stuff. And also watch out for fake inventory. This is a thing. I think I'll get into that in another video because I can go on and on. But that's one thing I deal with, is people faking their inventory, faking their garage. Best way is to, this happens to me a lot. Genocide can agree with me on this, you know, because on Instagram everyone sees your posts, especially if you keep your profile public. A scammer can just look at your post, screenshot what you posted, crop your picture, and make it look like theirs. Easy. Same thing can be done on Facebook. Same thing can be done on Racing Rivals. You know, scammers are gonna use every tool in their power. So as a legit player, why wouldn't you? So, that's the only way we're gonna stay on the same track as those scammers and filter them out and figure out who they are, and, you know, start making people aware of who's scamming and who's not, you know. And this game doesn't really help you with that because they just don't support our community. So we gotta do whatever it takes on the player base side. Since we're doing this thing that's not supportive, we gotta support each other. We gotta work together as a team, as a family. I mean, you know, I like how people ask me if I'm still playing this game and they're watching this, like, oh, you're still watching people play video games that you don't play. Why? If you don't play this game, why are you watching me? At least unsubscribe to me. Because whatever I post is not going to be in your best interest. Anyways, yeah. Use everything in your power. Watch other people's videos or other people's opinions on how to avoid scammers. Learn a lot more about the community and how things work when it comes to the vouch posting and group pages and all that stuff. Get yourself a screen recorder. Because screenshots can only do so much for you unless you want to screenshot every millisecond of what you're doing. Just record everything. If the guy's legit, you can record a legit trade. That will not just make you look good, it'll make the other person look good as well. And if the person turns out to be a scammer, you know, you can post that video and be like, hey, you know, don't trade with this guy, he's scam, here's my proof. Show the video, you know. And if I'm missing anything, you guys can now ask me questions if you guys want. If not, I'm going to end my video here, since there's only 3 people in the chat and it's been an hour already. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm going to end it here. I kind of explained everything that I needed to explain. Best thing for you to do is just to learn more about the community and its origins and the player base and everyone around it. And everyone's going to have a different experience, and everyone's going to have a different perspective of the game and an opinion on it. Because it all comes down to just player opinions, because, you know, everyone experiences everything different. So when you're telling someone about something, it's an opinion. It's not really something that's going to help you out 100%, but you can put it into consideration with other people's opinions and put that into consideration, and you can work out a system for you. And if you have your own system in the game and how you function and through the community and all this stuff, you can avoid scammers and get those legit trades in and just have a good experience in the game. And that's what it all comes down to. You know, if you don't have control over anything, someone's gonna have control over you, and that's what it all comes down to. I need to upgrade this card to at least 1673. For some reason, it doesn't want to go to 1673 no matter what I do, so I'm just gonna keep applying parts to it. But anyways, guys, that's the video. I'm just gonna cut it. It's been an hour. Thank you guys so much for sticking this long and all that. If you guys missed out on this video, it's okay. The video's gonna get uploaded and it's gonna be on my channel and all that stuff, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching, sticking around, listening to me ramble, and looking at my garage. I know I haven't been racing lately, but I do have some racing videos coming up soon once I get my computer going. It keeps crashing every time I'm editing my videos. My computer's just old, and right now I'm saving up money because I'm trying to get something that's better than a new computer. So, yeah. Till next time, guys, aloha. I'll see you guys in those lobbies, and good luck in your future races, and be careful when you guys are trading and selling out there. So, see you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.